All right, let's try this again. I had someone interrupt my recording, which means I have to stop recording and re-record. Hate that shit. I don't want to do this I don't really want to do this video in multiple takes. There's not a whole lot to talk about, and I really exhausted my talking points in my first video, so I don't have to retread those. Let's try this again. Boston is down 2 games to the New York Knicks in a series that I had predicted they would sweep them in. So let's quickly run through the history of this team really quickly and explain why the Celtics lost, because I feel like if we look throughout their history, you can see exactly why. It is pretty fucking stupid, but yeah, come here real quick. I'm gonna get demonetized even if I ever make money out of this video just because I swear in the first minute. Okay, so geez, what do I even say? So first of all, Boston is the favorite in this series, and they I just want let me just go over this real quick. The history of this team, right? So they're not a great home team, and the numbers suggest that they are a better team on the road. So don't think that the series is completely over. They may push it to 6 games, right? They could, in theory, win in those 6 games, but I think this is a worse situation than even the Cavs are in, because the Cavs can say we didn't have 3 of our best players last game. The Cavs can say we didn't have our all-star point guard game 1, and last game we lost on a game winner, right? Tough ass shot. Get your own rebound. That's not gonna happen again when we have Evan Mobley, right? That's never like Jared Allen being tired. That's not gonna happen again. Right? You can hype yourself up with that. Cleveland has been a good road team. It's like Pacers, Indiana, yeah, whatever, right? I will say Indiana is a much better home team than New York is in the postseason, at least. Indiana is amazing at home, so there's that. But here's the thing: I think the Celtics are in a worse situation, mainly because even if you want to say, oh, well, our shots have just not been falling, right? And the Cleveland Cavaliers could also say that. Even if you want to say that, right? You don't have other shots that you can be taking. Here's the thing. Like, the Cavs in the last game dominated in the paint, and that kept them alive even when their three-point shooting was not there, right? The fucking Celtics don't do that. They don't have that. And yeah, Brown can operates well, much better in the three-point line than he does around outside of it, right? And yeah, but like schematically, this team is designed to chuck threes, wide open threes. Don't get it wrong, because they're trying to break the defense down. But like that's not enough, right? Yeah, so like their defense is why they were so hard to deal with last year. It wasn't just the fact that they were shooting threes and they were making them at a decent clip. Someone even say a good clip, but their defense was historically good last year, and now you're seeing the ugly side of re-signing all of your players. You're seeing it right now. Brown still has the same deficiencies that he had when they went to the finals the first time. He still has that issue. Those are the same issues. And Tatum has taken strides as a playmaker. Don't get it twisted. But he still has that as a weakness of his game. And them not letting the Celtics grow, right? By enforcing the Kyrie era, right? Not letting a Tatum grow into this. He hasn't had enough time to develop that as much. And then they still went out and got him more playmakers. They have never taken a season to step back, right, and come back. They have constantly been good. And this is another problem. You can't be good all of your time, right? That's how you wind up with situations like how, and this was more of incompetence on the GM's part in LeBron's first era, where he had a team that was so good, right? He didn't have a good team. He was so good, right, that he made the team very good, right? And that led to them being mediocre because they couldn't fix their problems. The Celtics have like the exact opposite problem. They've been so good for so long, and Tatum would stick through. I think Tatum would stick through a rebuild through this thing. I don't know if Brown would. I don't know who's exactly after Brown though. Like there's a thing. Like you have untradeable players now. You have untradeable assets. Porzingis is a asset where he's when he's healthy, being if. When he's healthy, he's great, and he makes the team much more dynamic. But here's the thing: he's not always healthy. He isn't, and like he was on limited minutes this game, right? He was on limited minutes in the first game. He was fighting a sickness. I think it's a nagging injury. I don't think that they're reporting on it accurately. I do not believe for a second that it is a sickness. I think it's a nagging injury. I'm not gonna lie. It would fit better with the description and history of him as a player, right? More importantly, every shot he looks like he takes, every time he takes, looks like it's going in. He's great, and he's great in short stints for this team, but he's just not durable enough to play in longer stints. And the playmaking deficiencies. So Drew, we saw Drew wasn't a good enough playmaker, right? But we were like, he'd be the fourth option on the team. We'd be fine, right? Yeah. In theory, yeah. If Brown and Tatum stepped up a little bit, just a little bit. Tatum stepped up a little bit. Here's the thing: Brown is still a terrible playmaker. Like not just a bad, terrible black hole on offense. His passing is not great either. His handle has, I don't know how it's declined, because like I remember him having a much tighter handle than this. He's fighting through a knee injury, so like there's that. Remember, I thought the Celtics would go out in the second round. I truly did. I truly was looking over at every team that's won a championship in the past years, and so they have too much mileage on them, and they lose in the second round. Like at best they lose in the second round. So like think about this. Let me just go through some examples. Golden State, the year after they won the championship, right? They go home in the second round. The Bucks, after they won their championship, they go home in the second round. Bucks, then Warriors, and then the Nuggets go home in the second round in 7. And I will say they did choke a massive lead in there, but I think they were just so exhausted after dealing with the Timberwolves and that championship run. They were exhausted. It's so hard in today's era to not only attempt the repeat, but actually like once you get there, you're tired. And a team that's like Boston that's had I just want you to think about this real quick. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, the core engines of this team, just the core engines. Like I'm not even acknowledging an Al Horford, right? Not even acknowledging a Drew Holiday. These motherfuckers have 150 games played in the postseason. 150 games played. Think about that. That's a lot of mileage. Everyone is not fucking Braun. Everyone is not LeBron, bro. like, they have been playing for that long. If you look at the Celtics, please, just look at them since drafting Brown. They have been in the conference finals so fucking much. And that's not even including the 2 finals runs they've had, where they've made it to the finals, and the one where they win the championship, obviously, right? Let me just go over this history, because I think a lot of that also has to do with that too. They have too much mileage. They're tired. They need more rest, I think. I don't know how they're going to get it, but they need something. Something needs to shake up with this team. I don't know how you're going to do it, because everyone's under contract. You don't have any expirings to trade away. They're stuck with this core. And unless this core gets unless Tatum steps up in a massive way and really elevates himself into like top 1 conversations in the league, which I don't think Tatum is built for that. This team is built around his deficiencies, which is a good thing. Your team always should be built around your deficiencies. When you're the superstar, your team should be built around your deficiencies. It's the same problem that we've thought they had for years. And Derek White, don't get it twisted. He's a massive help in the playmaking department, and Drew can do it a little bit, and then by committee they can do it. But here's the thing: they're injured and they're tired. I think they're done. I think they're done this season. I can't see them coming back down from OT. I call it delusion, right? There is a possibility that Cleveland could do it. I can see it. New York has been hounding these boys. Not only have these have all been close games where Tatum and Brown and this Boston Celtics as a whole have choked the leads to get to this point. Do you think that the Knicks are going to choke leads like this? The Knicks have done all of their work from comebacks. I'm not going to lie. They've done it from comebacks, relentless spirit, inability to give up. Comebacks. All of them. Mikal Bridges had 14 points in the fourth quarter. He had no points until that point. He had 14 points in the fourth quarter. Like, I don't think this team has. I think maybe because I expected them to sweep them. I just expected them to blow them the fuck out. I expected them in 3-point shooting to be really good. It hasn't shown up. So at this point, there's been 2 games now. The 2 games. And they've had Derek White in these games, so the playmaking is still there. These are a lot of these threes are still wide open. Is it as simple as just saying they make the threes next time? Is it? Because I don't know at this point. I'm not sure. Because here's the thing. They were an excellent 3-point shooting team. None of these guys are really 3-point shooters. Like, oh yeah, I'm super confident in this guy. Tatum, after fixing his jump shot, start of season, right? I was confident in his 3-pointer. My confidence is waned now. My confidence is waned. He is still a good 3-point shooter. Don't get it twisted. My confidence is waning though. You need a great game from Tatum in game 3. And they're a better road team, so don't expect them to give up on this series. They're not going to. They've got that dog in them. But I think that, maybe it's mileage. I really don't know what other logical explanation you could have for this team performing the way that they did last game. I'm not sure. And I'm not gonna shit on Tatum for that last shot, right? Because what the fuck did you want him to do there? He jumped up already. He was already off of one leg because he's looking at the clock. He's like, I need to fucking shoot something, right? The double team comes. It's amazing. It's a great double. Mikal is right here on this side. And on the other side of him is OG with a great contest. OG, who's the best defender that you could possibly throw at Tatum in this side of the bracket, right? Like, just period. I don't know what more the Celtics can do to fix this issue. Because, like, OG is going to have a massive effect on him, and they don't have enough. Remember, this is another issue that they had last year. We were like, well, they don't really have a big. And they made up for that with 3-point shooting that was amazing. Drew's 3-point shooting has also taken an amazing dip, and that's already been well documented. I think people have talked that point to death, but like it's a real talking point. Like the threes that they were taking right last year, they opened up a mid-range game that pretty much every Celtic had. Right, I'm not gonna lie. Except maybe Porzingis, but Porzingis would roll to the basket really well, or just pick his spots better than a lot of these other players. I'm not gonna lie, better than Brown and better than Drew. He's also tall as fuck, so he could just shoot over you. Like, Drew's defense has declined, and his offense is, the 3-point shooting that you saw last year, that shit was fake. Not fake, but like it's corner. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And this team is fighting through so many injuries. I think it just might be over, like, for them this year. It could be. I don't know. Look, I'm not gonna rely on him professional. Literally, it feels like almost every day I'm proven wrong. Like, I had a take that Russ would lose them in the first round. Like, Russ one game would just cost him a game, and they would just fucking lose. That never happened. It never happened. It's still not happening. Russ played amazing last night. That's the one thing I have to say about that game. Russ played great. Like, you're talking about saving his, like, reputation? Dude, this is an old as fuck Russ. This is, like, what? He is in, like, what, year 17 now? Dog. And I think he's been better in the playoffs, like, so far than he's been at any point in his career. Maybe they say for, like 2012, where he was, like, really amazing. I don't think they had him figured out yet, and, like, you know, KD was next to him, but, like, it's not here and there. This is the best Russ playoff performance I've seen in God knows how long. Even better than he was when he was the number one option, because the efficiency is through the fucking roof. And his jump shot is going. And it's going, like, that, man, right? By the way, OKC blew the Denver Nuggets the fuck out of the water. As, you know, they really prepared for game 2. I said that in one of my recordings. I was like, I don't think Mark Daniels gonna fucking let them lose another game like that, especially how close that was. They're probably gonna fucking blow them out the next game. They did. I don't know what to say. Like, both of the 60-win teams out east are down 0-2, and as quickly as Celtics fans were rushing to call the fucking Cavaliers fucking frauds, right? It's like, oh, you're losing to Indiana. Like, dude, first of all, let's be honest. Last year when you guys played Indiana in the postseason, you played against an injured Tyrese Halliburton. You have no idea the suffering that motherfucker puts on teams, bro. He most overrated my ass. That motherfucker is a problem. But more importantly than even just that, because I feel like that was underappreciated about Tyrese Halliburton. Holy this team, that team you swept last year. What did you do to them? What did you do to them? By the way, when you swept them last year, all those games were pretty close, and they actually like threw away one of those games. I think game 3 they just like fucking threw it away. I remember this because I was around this time I was working out Harbor East, and I was thinking, and I was going to work. I was like, what the f can I just watch? Got up nice and early for work because I'm a good boy, and I went to work. Whatever. Christ. I don't know what to say. Like, I don't know. I think Cleveland might be able to do it. You know, praying that, you know, their players play better, you know, and they have them healthy. Boston has everyone at their disposal right now, except for like maybe Porzingis. But like Porzingis is not like. I am not surprised that Porzingis is not healthy. No one should be surprised that Porzingis is not healthy, right? That should be commonplace. We should expect that. My thing with everything else though is what the fuck, right? Like genuinely, what the fuck? Like if the Knicks win, this will be the biggest upset of the playoffs. Genuinely, it'll be the biggest upset because I don't believe a lot of people believe in Cleveland to begin with. But even if they didn't believe in Cleveland, they can look at them and be like, they had very close games in this series. And more importantly than that, like they can be like, game 3, they didn't have their best play. They didn't have the defensive player of the year. Like, well, I don't know how you're going to win a game like that, right? Even though it was a close game and they totally threw it away. But like, hey, you know, you can give them bail with that. The Celtics, there is no bail. You are facing an opponent who we expected you to beat, and you're something. It is certainly a thing out there. That's gonna be it for this video. That's it. There's like, comment, subscribe, dog, because I'm shook to my very core on because a team that I've been hating on for God knows how long, I finally root for them, and they just fucking I'm like, I don't fucking want New York to win. I wanted the Pistons to be in this fucking position and lose to you guys because that don't make sense. And then I would be like, all right, we're gonna face you guys, right? Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't think either of those things are gonna happen now. I don't know. Today's game should be Indiana and Cleveland, and if I'm not mistaken, and then Golden State is playing its second game in Minnesota, so there's that. Steph is not gonna be playing, so if you want my predictions on that, you can go ahead and just use your fucking brain. I don't think that the Timberwolves will lose at home to the Warriors without Steph. Yeah, no, I'm not there to yeah, okay. Good night, everybody, because man,